Hi, wonderful. Welcome to a new video. So, y'all, this is my oxtail recipe video. And, y'all, when I tell you this was the best oxtail I ever tasted in my life, and the fact that I had this idea to incorporate like a secret ingredient, which you will see. Um, yes, y'all, this was so good, so flavorful. And I'm just gonna talk through the video and narrate it, and I'm gonna leave a written or a text recipe in the description box down below or in the comments down below that you can follow. But yeah, I have been to Jamaican restaurants and ordered oxtail before, and I was very unimpressed with the taste and everything. So, and I don't think I've ever bought oxtail at a Jamaican restaurant or a Jamaican spot that was so flavorful as the one I made. So, anyways, I started out by washing the oxtail with some vinegar. I had already rinsed this um, about 2 times. So as you can see, the water is a little bit more clean. So I just poured a little vinegar on there and kind of rubbing them around with my hands. And as I said, I'm just going to be talking throughout the video, and I will leave a linked, not a linked recipe, but a written text recipe down below. So I actually did 2.5 pounds of oxtail, um, and I'm just rinsing it here. All right, y'all. So there are a few ingredients missing from this cutting board that I will include in the recipe down below. Bruh, wow, why did that cut away so fast? But anyways, I had red bell pepper, pimento seeds, scallion, cilantro, parsley, and I'm basically making a green seasoning. I also had like thyme and habanero pepper in there. Added a little bit of olive oil and a little bit of water so to make it a little bit easier to blend. But I will list everything that was on that cutting board down below, because it kind of cut away so fast from that screen. But yeah, there was onion, red bell pepper, and the other things that I mentioned. So this browned it up pretty easily because of the water, I want to say, and the oil. And yeah, if you hear my baby, she screams at everything that makes noise. And tell me why the seasoning is supposed to be a green seasoning, right? But tell me why it looked brown initially, right? Doesn't it look brown in the blender? But then when I poured it in this bowl right here, it looked green. So here I just added some Old Bay seasoning. I will list also the seasonings that I use, but I feel like there's like a million seasoning powders and spices that you can use, and I feel like most people season their food to taste anyway. And this here, I'm just adding some Himalayan salt. I'm gonna mix that up. And that's a little bit of black pepper. I believe I want to say I added also garlic powder and onion powder. Yeah, so this is the green seasoning mixture that I just poured on there. Um, and this smells so good, y'all. Like the seasoning, the blended up seasoning, it smelled so good. All right, so here I am browning or searing the meat. This is the first step in the cooking process for me. I just added a little bit of vegetable oil to the pot, and y'all, I ended up pouring everything in the pot because just taking it out one by one was taking too long. Um, yeah, and a little bit of water got into the pot, into the oil and everything, and I think it's okay though. But yeah, I was just here browning the meat, searing it, however they call it. And here I'm just flipping them over. They did, get a little bit of color from this process right here. Not too much, but I can see that they did get a little bit of color. All right, and so when I completed browning the meat, and they looks like they have a lot more color here, I just moved it to the pressure cooker. Added my water to the pressure cooker. I made sure the meat was covered, and they have like a maximum line. I just poured in the water to the maximum line, and this pressure cooker was a small one, and it had I think it was like a 4 ounce, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, and then you want to keep it on low, and they said to have the thing at like a slow rocking motion. And I kept it on low for initially. Alright, so here I'm just adding the brown sugar. This is what's going to give my oxtail, after pressure cooking it, this is what's going to give it some color. So I added some brown sugar to the oil that I browned the meat in, or seared the meat in. And here I'm going to be adding the cooked oxtail to this pot. Okay guys, and for the pressure cooker, if you're going to use one, initially I had it on high, but then as it started, like, as the sound, I forgot what you called it. There's like a sound, or a whistling sound that comes from the pressure cooker. When I heard that started going, I turned it all the way down to the low part, like I was showing you. All right, so here I'm just flipping the oxtail over after browning it on one side, and as you can see, it has a pretty nice brown color to it. So it's coming together, guys. It's coming together. Yep. Um. Oh yeah, and by the way, so look at this. This looks so good. The color on this looks so good. All right, so here I am adding the parsley, the thyme. This was the habanero, some sage. I also added some cinnamon leaves and some cinnamon sticks. And I forgot, towards the end I showed that I added pimento seeds. That was onion, red bell pepper. Um, I think that was garlic, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, scallion here. All right, so ketchup. I did run out of ketchup. I did not have enough, but yeah, I improvised and I used 2 honey packets. Okay, and when I tell you, it tasted just as good. So if you don't have enough of, one ingredient, don't worry, you can use like honey or sugar or something. But yeah, this was the star of the show. This liquid smoke. Oh my god, I didn't even talk about how I got the idea to do this with a smoky flavor. But y'all, I saw this video that went viral where the guy was cooking oxtail, and I think he put it in a outdoor fire that had like pimento with going burning in there. So I was like, I saw that and I was like, yo, how do I get this smoky flavor to the oxtail? And this idea came to mind. I was like, do they have this in the liquid form? So yeah, I searched it out. I didn't even know liquid smoke existed. And I looked it up and it did exist. And I'm like, what the hell? Somebody actually thought about this in like the 1800s. Y'all, mankind is like brilliant. But anyway, I added the liquid smoke and I added the water to I added just about enough to cover the meat. I actually added a lot at first, but then I removed some. But y'all, that was the finished product. And all right, so as I was saying, um, this is the finished product, and I'm going to tell you it was so good. And I just had it with some rice and black beans, some plantain, some pear, and I also made like a raw veg salad with romaine lettuce, shredded cabbage, sweet pepper, and I think that's all I put in there. Um, but yeah, so okay, yes, I was thinking about something else that I wanted to say. For the pressure cooking time, I did 45 minutes. But yeah, the meat was so soft and the bone was so soft, so you don't really need to do it for 45 minutes. I would say start out with maybe 35, and then if you want it a little bit softer, you go to 40 minutes. But yeah, it was perfect either way. I still have some in the fridge to this day, and I think I did this about over 2 weeks ago, y'all. But thank you so much for watching, and I hope you give this a try using like the different ingredients that I mentioned to kind of increase the flavor profile of your oxtail. Thanks for being here. Bye.